works.
My Verizon. It's the only time I've ever been happy with
I'm on that
a
unlimited
service
family
provider.
plan though, because
Yeah.
I get like balls cheap, so I might get fucked.
Yeah, that's
You got unlimited though?
Yeah.
So you still like,
Yeah.
just call. It can't hurt to call if you fucking have to pay for it. $70 a year is not expensive for a streaming service.
No, fuck no.
You know what they'll do next year though? Fucking $15. That's what Shannon said to me. I bought it, and she's like, she got all pissed off that I bought it because I told her a month ago that I wanted to buy it. And she's like, "We don't need that. We don't need that." I said, "Well, I want to get it." And then I bought it the other day when I was laying in bed. And she goes, and I wasn't going to tell her because it's on my credit card, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll just tell her because she's going to find out anyway. So I told her, and she got all bent out of shape. She goes, "You shouldn't be spending money on that." I don't buy shit for myself. I don't buy nothing for myself.
Me neither, dude.
I'm like, I buy movie tickets.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, dude, you know what? I bought work shirts
Exactly.
10 years ago from Banana Republic. You know when I threw them away? This year, when I was at work and I just lifted my elbow up and the elbow ripped right out of it, dude. I was like,
Working out too much, John.
Yeah,
Got the little Hulk,
I was Diesel.
Yeah.
little Bruce Banner over there.
A lot of Bruce Banner these days.
Or more like Twinkies. Sorry. Dude.
I didn't tell you about that.
What? The Twinkie thing?
No, I'll tell you how. Oh, man. It has
okay.
to do with Bruce Banner.
Okay. So,
all right. You guys want to just get into this?
yeah, let's rock it.
All right. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jamie.
Welcome back, Jamie.
He's back.
Yeah, that's right.
After your 2-week hiatus, after you were sunning and relaxing and
Bullshit. I wish
drinks
I was.
with umbrellas in it.
I was stressing out.
Nah, you were hustling, man. You doubled down. You had two big things. Obviously, your day job, and then you got this side gig going on
There's
with.
three things going on, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
and the side thing going on with the house that you remodel into potentially rent or flip, and then you added another layer.
Oh, yeah.
Onto it, which required you to be indisposed for quite a bit.
Dude, I just don't know. I gotta be honest. I don't know how. I got twins, and it's tough for me with all that shit. You got like multiple things going on. Not to mention that you travel a ton for your job. Fuck, man.
Dude.
Time's tight.
Dude, we went. So Noah had his my youngest, who's 14 or 13, had his soccer championship playoffs this week.
Yeah, I saw that. Your wife posted.
So it's usually minimum 3 games, right? You got your first, or
That's a minimum 2, because if you win, you.
well, that's what I mean. Well, I'm sorry, it's minimum 2. You're right. It could be as many as 3 in a weekend. And I thought about that, and I was like, damn, man.
It's ruining my
part
time.
of me, don't worry. I mean, I am right there when I'm watching that boy play, and I am like in it. I'm like inches away from being that guy.
I was going to say, are you that guy, the annoying guy across the field?
I don't get in anybody's face. I don't yell or anything like that. But when, like, if he scores or if he does well or his team does well, I'll be like, woo! You know, I'll be like really excited. I got to be honest. There's a part of my day during the second game where I was like, man, I don't know if I have another game in me. And that's just sitting on my ass watching soccer. You're swinging hammers, you're driving trucks, you're putting all this. So I tip my hat to you, buddy.
Man, it's, just trying to hustle, man. That's all it is.
Trying to stop surviving life and try.
Just trying to hustle.
You're just trying to build for the future.
I'm trying to get out clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, respect, man. It's a good thing for sure.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
But it's not for the light of heart.
The drive. Yeah, because I was going for my CDL to have.
Yeah,
and that was a
little grind.
It was
about algebra, man.
No, that was just like something. The
other.
Yeah,
I want him to do it.
Oh, okay.
Me driving. Test. Yeah, the CDL like driving test is a little tough.
Yeah,
it was grueling to say the very least.
See, I wonder if different companies. I wonder if different companies have that test differently. Like,
well, you could if you wanted to, you could just go take the permit.
Yeah,
and then whatever you want to take it, Class B.
Well, it costs a lot of money, doesn't it?
Well, no. If you were just Joe Blow and you wanted to go take the permit, you pay whatever it is. It's like $50 to $100 for the permit. take the permit, pass it. Then you go and you have to wait a certain amount of time, and then you can go take the test. It's just a matter of, do you have a truck to take the test in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then the other bite is essentially,
it's like in a driver's
essentially they want
They're
you,
not offering one.
yeah, and essentially it's going to be harder because they essentially want you to log hours with like training, because it's not like hopping in a Volkswagen.
No.
And by federal regulation or state regulation, you're only allowed a certain amount of hours working a day in a truck, right?
Yes, correct.
It's like 12 hours a day you're only
Yeah, that's
allowed.
recent over the past couple of years, because it used to be no holds bar. But
Yeah, but
over the past couple of years, they really cracked down on that, and they also cracked down on like other regulations. So
Like
they're actually apparently they're revamping the whole CDL test taking thing with like more classroom time for your test.
That makes sense, though.
So
Like I said, I'm fine with having more riggers around, people driving, 40,000 pound vehicles.
you can know.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
It's not
you see
easy
what
to
happens
take.
out there.
Yeah, you can't go take it in a whatever anymore. You have to take it in the real deal, because
Yeah.
they'll put restrictions on it, and you can,
Yeah, I talk to a lot of my drivers working Pepsi, and they
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me about. That's how I knew about the restrictions. Well, I know that because
air
a
brake
lot of my.
restriction, clutch restriction,
Yep.
pintle hook restriction. Like there's a bunch.
I don't know what that
I don't even know how they do it. Like, I mean,
It's
they don't.
tough.
They don't. My guys don't drive the big rigs, but they drive. It's pretty. I don't know how you classify the.
Yeah,
the,
probably
the
20 feet long.
Yeah,
something
they're
like
big
that.
enough. They're
Yeah.
side loaders, but still pulling you into certain areas. Fuck that, man. It's
Yeah.
like little Wawas, the little legacy stores. They got to pull in.
They're
Yeah,
always
pull
the
fuck
asshole,
out.
no matter
That's part
what.
of this. There's part of the skills test. In the skills, you do like parallel parking, which is not the worst. So you do parallel parking, drive in a straight line, back in a straight line, and then they have this thing called alley dock, which is where you got to
That's
pull.
making my palms sweat, dude.
Yeah, it's
We
tough.
got Doc.
You gotta, so you pull the tractor trailer forward. Now this is for a Class A, mind you. This isn't like a Class B. If it was a Class B, you still have to do the same thing. It's just without like a combination.
What's the example of a
So
Class
A
B?
is the-
Class B is like a dump truck.
Okay.
So A is like the highest, right?
Yeah, well, there's A, and then there's a tanker too. You can get a tanker with a hazmat endorsement too.
Well,
but I have a Class A.
I'm assuming
Class
that's
A
all like
combination.
for that's all for chemicals.
Yeah,
And,
I'm
whatnot.
certified to drive a tractor trailer. Not no like no,
But not
like,
farming equipment or anything like loaders and shit like that, are you?
Yeah, I can drive all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
You don't need a license for that stuff though.
No,
Oh, that's right. That's what.
Yeah, I can drive all that stuff.
No.
But
Never do. What about a crane?
but this
I think that's a different.
that you have
That's
to get
different.
Be a
certified.
crane operator.
Yeah, that's a
That
total
for sure.
certification.
Yeah,
that's
like-
probably grueling tests and all that.
Dude,
I
that
bet it
scares
is.
me more than anything.
Well, it's like the Hard Rock Hotel. They fucking and
They obliterate it, dude.
yeah, but I think it was a crane. Or
Was it?
Didn't they do that on purpose? I thought they did that
No,
on
the
purpose.
thing collapsed. Half of it collapsed
Yeah.
like a week
I
ago.
didn't
Then
know
they
it
had
was a
the
crane.
Then they had to
I thought it
implode
was a crane. Don't quote me on that. But
Pretty sure it was.
And then after the crane fell, they decided just not. I think they knocked that whole fucking building down, and then I guess they're going to start from scratch.
Yeah, but
I wonder if it was a little insurance.
But that's not, but that's the construction company that's going to eat that cost. That's not going to be
yeah.
Hard Rock because the construction company has their own insurances and
Yeah.
everything like that. It's just going to set back Hard Rock back, but
real quick, that alley dock. So you pull the tractor trailer.
is this docking into like a bay?
So yeah, essentially.
I see the drivers
so
do that all the
So
time.
you
Fuck
go,
that.
you pull straight, and then you got to pull the whole thing like 90 degrees
Mm-hmm.
straight, and then you have to back it in. Now you have boundaries, mind you, and you have to back it in 90 degrees, essentially, quote unquote, in an alley dock, and then put the ass end of that thing like in between these two lines.
Yeah, I see.
And you're only allowed to get out like a couple times. You're only allowed to pull up a couple times.
Well, it's just like doing a regular driver's test. But
Yeah.
I've seen them do it when I worked on the bulk side, Jamie, a long time ago. I used to have trailers for stores, so what they would do is they would come in and just drop off these huge trailers for me of product, and I'd see these guys zip in on snow days or whatever. They fucking zip in, drop. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, it's tough. And then there's like part of the test is a pre-trip. Now, this wasn't so bad for me because I'm a mechanic by trade. So this was not bad. The hard part of it is you have to like point. They want you to do everything by the book. So you have to point and touch and like explain everything, which usually like when I'm looking at like something like a piece of equipment or a truck or something, I'm like scanning over it in my head and like, and you got to look at this, see if this is leaking, see if this is broken, whatever. I have to like point and touch. I have to be like, is a marker light amber in color? It's a turn signal, 4-way flasher.
Oh, you had to do that during the test?
Oh, yeah. You got to go around, do the whole thing.
When you're walking
and then
the cab.
and then you have to do the inside, and then you have to do this air brake test, which you have to recite word for word, knowing like you have to like, there's like, you have to time, like make sure you're not doing like a 3 PSI drop when you initially put the brakes, disengage the brakes, and then you got to hold the service brake and then do another time for 4 PSI. And you have to like recite this word for word.
Dude, that sounds like a tough
and
gig,
then to kick it off, you get to drive that bastard like around town, and that's
Dude, that freaks me out.
Oh, yeah, it makes you
I was just
nervous.
leaving Jerry's house. This is probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he's got real high, stiff hedges that are narrow on his driveway. And as I'm backing down, I'm like looking behind me. I'm like, I got this. And then I hear and feel my rearview mirror on the left-hand side, the passenger or driver's side mirror, fold up. Like, and that's, I drive, because I got too close to the bushes on the side. I was like, oh shit, I had to try and wiggle so I get
Do you ever get up
I couldn't imagine being in an 18-wheeler.
no, yeah, it's crazy. And I tell you what,
kill somebody.
And the biggest thing too is like, shout out to my wife because she held it down. That's like 2 full weekends of like, I wasn't there, like straight up. It was like 10 hours a day, something like that, but it was longer than that. And she was very supportive, like trying to help me out. So
That's awesome.
it was good.
You got yourself a good lady there, man.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Well, she's not bad. She's not bad.
It's not too shabby.
Nah.
All right, let's get into the box office for this week. This week being today's the 22nd, October 22nd, but it's for the weekend of the 18th through the 20th. And what came out? Maleficent. I have trouble saying
Oh,
it.
that came out already?
Yeah, it
Mistress
came out
of Evil.
Yeah, I gotta take Reese. She liked the first one. The first one was pretty good.
First one wasn't bad, but I don't know.
Well, she had that killer costume that Brie made too.
Yeah, you remember that?
Maleficent?
I didn't see
That one was good, and then the Bria made a couple good costumes. She made that. Remember, she made the bird one, the Rio one.
Yes.
That one was sick, and then the
But your pirate costume, that was the big one. Wasn't it a pirate costume?
pirate costume was a good one.
Pirate
I like the
He
punk
came
rock.
right around like
Dude, remember you
That was
had
for the party.
Yeah, remember, and then
I
everybody
was at that party. I just don't
the
remember.
One guy
Oh,
questioned
good
me
party.
though. He goes, was there punk rockers in the 70s? I was like, yeah,
were
people
you?
that were fucking cool, dude.
Yeah. You didn't even.
There were the disco riders, and then there were the punk rockers, dude.
You give him a cockeyed look and then just go, oi, and headbutt him in the face.
Hell yeah, dude.
So Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, hit the box office last week. It was opening weekend. Did $36.9 million. Not great.
Had led the box office, not Zombieland?
No.
Well, it's rated R. Think about that.
That's
it's
true.
Usually rated R doesn't.
It's a
leave.
kid's movie.
But I'll be honest with you, we'll get into Zombieland in a minute.
Yeah. Joker came in at number 2 with 29
Ooh,
million.
third. Yeah.
Zombieland.
Yo, so what's the deal with Joker?
What do you mean, what's the deal with Joker?
I didn't see it. I haven't been out, man.
Dude, go watch it.
I heard it's pretty
And
solid.
he didn't listen to our podcast, apparently.
Yeah, well, we spoil some shit on the podcast. But just to give you a recap, go check it out.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
I heard it was.
It's really good.
I heard
it's
it was-
dark as fuck.
Yeah, I heard it was like.
It's pretty
They
twisted
did it.
John
up.
said it was good. John said it was
You didn't
really
see
good.
it?
No, I can only see so much, Jamie.
I'm with you. I'm not talking shit.
I have a little bit more time than you, but not that much.
Yeah.
We're all not free like John.
As a bird, baby.
As a bird.
I heard it was like really good for multiple sources.
No, it's good. I heard it was good from John.
He
so.
should get, not to let's keep getting interference. Not that we subscribe, but if we were to subscribe to these award ceremonies, then he should be getting nominated.
I heard
for
he
an Oscar.
might. I heard he might. But you said you think what's his face is still better.
If I'm going favorite, it's Heath Ledger all the way.
Ledger, okay.
But yeah, like you got guys like Scorsese making knocks at like fucking Robert
superhero-
Downey and what's
superhero movies.
What's his name?
John Favreau.
And
Coppola.
Coppola. Fucking fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, like Godfather was good, dude, but like, listen,
that was 40 years
you
ago.
rake that through the fucking coals with like 3 and 4 and whatever the fuck.
Well, 1 and 2, and then
and
you
when
should
they're
have been
fucking
done.
the cousin and shit.
He didn't have a 4.
Yeah,
Oh, 3.
Yeah,
whatever.
it was horrible, but we talked about this. These guys were the up and coming guys 40 years ago, and the directors before them were like, "Look at these guys! They're making these movies, and there's these shots." Same story. Now these other guys are coming out with the Russo brothers. All those kind of guys are coming out with these using green screens. I mean, I don't know. I could imagine trying to act in front of just a fucking green screen and telling me there's a fucking dinosaur in front of me and trying to act scared.
That's really acting.
That's acting. I mean, that's fucking hard.
Downey was on Stern. Stern
When he was in L.A.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Stern
That was
in,
great lineups.
dude. Stern in L.A.
He was on Ellen.
If I could fucking recommend
great.
any piece of radio, that was radio gold. Those 3 days was fucking solid, dude.
Second to the
He's just
Nick, John,
awesome.
and Jamie show.
He's awesome. Did you guys see the Ellen when Stern was on
No,
it?
I didn't get to watch any of that.
It was good.
I want to watch. I heard the Bill Maher one was really
Bill
good.
Maher was good.
I wanted to see Bill Maher because he went on Ellen first, and they were talking about him going on Bill Maher.
Yeah.
And he was saying something about how like he that he's always liked Bill Maher, but he just what did he say? Something about like him and Bill Maher. Is it my phone?
Yep.
Oh shit!
They had like a little bit of like a
Tiff back in the day,
Tiff.
but he's always respected Bill.
yeah because like I said, he worked with Bill's dad.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Yep.
Yeah, and you could tell they respect each other. You can tell they talk with
So did you see it?
I saw the Bill Maher one. Yeah.
So was it good?
It was good. It was really good. He could have, and he says it in the show. He could have talked to him for hours.
The thing I like about Howard is, and I miss because I don't have Sirius anymore, but like in watching the clips and then watching Ellen and other things he's been on, he just seems so real. Like you can't get more real than what he is. Like I honestly believe that's how he is when he goes home. He's not this overly flamboyant guy, but he's a guy that's just super real with everybody he talks to.
Well, and it's funny you say that because when in his early days when he was a shock jock and outrageous and lesbians,
I don't think he was as real as he is now.
Well, and he talks about that. Well, he addresses it in the private parts where he says, that's who I am on the radio. You know what I mean?
It's a radio personality.
Yeah, but there was always
Theater
this
of
mystery.
the mind, he calls it.
But there was always this mystery. Is like, is that just him letting himself out, and he plays a role on the outside? It's like the Clark Kent.
Well, he knew it sold. I mean, he knew that was like.
Yeah.
Supposedly his wife, if it goes by private parts, the book and the movie, his wife said that was like when he started to be more himself. She goes, "That was the best you ever were on the radio. That was because you were
that's
opening
right.
up.
I remember
you were
that.
opening up. I think in his early days it was part show, part him. But I think now when you really watch him on his clips and everything, I think that's him. I think now it's just so much him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think he's just so genuine now. Yes, in his early days, he probably put on a little bit of a show. I don't think he does that anymore.
Just a quick fact check, though, because I know we danced around this. Just to be specific, Bill Maher's dad was a network news editor
For Robin.
and radio announcer.
Yeah,
we did talk about that before. That's right.
But and he seems when it comes to like social issues and stuff like that, the guy is like fucking dead on.
Yeah.
He just fucking makes sense.
That's what I mean. He's the most genuine, real person when he comes to these issues, and when he talks about these things,
He breaks it down to reality.
He does.
It's not like it's not this or that. It's like, dude, he's like, this is reality. This is the reality check here.
You know what's funny? When I was watching Ellen on him, Ellen's supposed to be interviewing him. I almost thought he was interviewing.
That was Bill Maher too.
Yeah, it was just like he just flipped the script on her, and she's just like trying to figure out how to get it back.
You know, the king of that was Letterman, because Letterman just let it happen.
Yeah.
He let like Stern like flip the script, and and he was on Kimmel too. His boyfriend Kimmel.
Really?
Yeah, those two are like fucking tight.
I love Kimmel.
They go on vacation together too.
Yes, you told me that. I was shocked, and I'm like,
dude, they've been tight.
I love Kimmel.
Dude,
Great.
and he was like busting Kimmel's balls. Remember about like this was like a couple years ago when Kimmel would go on fishing trips with like Huey Lewis.
Yeah. But he also
he's like, Huey Lewis, you go on fishing trips with Huey Lewis, and he's like, does he bring the news?
What else did he say? He was talking about how
The Tennessee trip.
Yeah,
that one where the snake boots.
I forget the snake boots.
Oh, dude, he was like so afraid of getting bit by a snake because somebody got bit by a snake.
Who, Kimmel was or Howard was?
Howard was. So he bought these fucking snake boots, and he said he felt like an asshole, like walking around, and his wife's just like prancing around, like
she's the man. She's
pretty much.
But he was also talking about how Jimmy Kimmel's. He said all you got to do is be a relative, and you can be.
Be on the show. Yeah.
Anyway,
Jimmy Kimmel show or
because he's got all kinds of family and friends that are working for him.
Yeah, Crank Anchors. His brother runs the fucking show now.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, dude, I gotta watch that too. I heard that's back on.
Crank Anchors?
Crank Anchors is back on with fresh.
Back in the day.
Fuck yeah, it was, and it's got fresh episodes.
I wonder if they'll still be able to do some of the material that they've done before.
Kimmel was saying, and they said that he like turned it up.
Didn't he have a special ed character?
I was going to say, is it streaming or not streaming? Streaming, you have a lot of leeway.
Yeah. It's on Comedy Central.
I don't trust Comedy Central.
Yeah, streaming, you maybe get away with a lot more. So let's get through the box office. Zombieland 2, Double Tap, $26 million. Addams Family at the number 4 spot with $16 million. And Will Smith's Gemini Man rounding out the bottom part of the top 5 at $8.3 million. That movie had $138 million. It's only done $36 million.
That's how much it costs to make.
Yeah.
Will Smith just doesn't have the cachet like he used to.
I think it's just a really crap movie too.
Yeah. But he's just been picking. We talk about this.
Yeah.
He's been picking bad movies. It's just there's no need. He should be a superhero. Don't be in Suicide Squad. That's not a Will Smith superhero movie. There's plenty of other superhero characters he could have got.
Hitch was fucking good.
But that's back in the day. I love Hitch. Hitch is one of my all-time favorite Will Smith movies. But he's just not picking the right roles for him.
Yeah, I agree.
He was on fire too, and he's a good actor. Like that,
he's good.
Dude, he was the person that we said this on the show. Mark, that The Rock was like,
Yeah, he wanted Will Smith's career.
Yeah, and now he surpassed it.
Yeah. Dominated.
He just can't sing, but I'm fine with that. But he'll probably come out singing somewhere. Well, he did Moana. Even though they probably tweaked that voice of his.
Doubt.
The best though is that guy off of the Flight of the Conchords that did the crab part. I like that part. Hilarious. I'm shining.
All right, so a little bit of news. Netflix versus Disney. I just titled it that way because Netflix shares had dipped after
Disney announced
that they were partnering with Verizon to give their Verizon digital unlimited customers 4G, 5G a year of Disney Plus for free. Not for free. Yeah, for free for the first
Now,
year.
is it new customers or old? Or
It's weird. The article that I read said new customers, but then it doubled down with existing customers, but didn't specify.
You might have to call and pressure.
I might have to argue a little bit.
Because that's what I did with Comcast with Netflix when I found out Comcast was also offering free Netflix, and I called and I didn't make a huge stink. I'm not one of those people that
you wave your picket sign and then if you feel like you can give them a little push and you break out the pitchfork, but you don't light the fire yet. Yeah. You don't light the fire. Just show them the pitchfork.
I have a sister
and
that
then
lights
generally
the fire.
they bite.
Yeah.
I have a sister that will light that fire.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
she'll go...
Brian lights a fire.
She can get $1 savings. It's like, boom, I'm deserving of that $1 savings. Are you fucking serious? It's like embarrassing sometimes. Like, I'm not with her.
Yeah, but, I mean, dude, you didn't have to be Warren Buffett to fucking foresee that.
No.
But it's like Apple. Apple's probably going to... I'm hearing... I didn't hear this yet. There's a rumor that they're going to offer something big to their providers.
Too little, too late, man. I'm not fucking...
Here's the thing.
Apple needs to buy out... like
Netflix. We talked about
that. That is the goal. That's the key here.
Dude, I've said this about pets. I said, when people say, I love my pet so much. I love them to death. I'd do anything for them. I said, and I go, how much would be too much to spend on your pet?
Yeah.
And the color drains out of the people, and they're like, What do you mean, John? I was like, well, say God forbid, knock on wood.
I can tell you right now.
Something happened.
No, I'm on my dog.
You have a figure?
No, remember when I lived in Coventry, I don't remember, we had a cat named Sheldon.
Yes, I do.
Sheldon, he was only like a year or two old, but he came down with something. He was like pooping all over the house, and we thought it was because we got a new cat.
Wasn't his head wobbling too or something?
Yeah, his head was wobbling. Looked like he had a stroke or something like that.
I remember that.
And he was only 2 or 3 years old. So the vet said you could do all these tests. It probably cost you a couple thousands of dollars to find out what may or may not be wrong. And we might not be able to do anything. So we were just like, we put him down. I mean, I don't have that kind of money on a pet, dude.
Well,
I felt bad. I love the cat.
You're not a monster.
The cat was great.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, and that is reality.
That's reality. So, are you going to have 2 services? Are you going to have 10 services?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
How much is what's your threshold?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for obviously Amazon because you double
down on that.
Yeah, you're using it anyway. Exactly.
That's the genius of that.
Disney and Netflix. But you want Apple to buy Netflix so they can pump even more fucking money, have some backing.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Weather the storm.
I think Apple will eventually have to because I don't think their service is going to, even though I hear the shows they're putting out there are going to be real good. What?
CBS, NBC, and Fox. But that's
Universal.
Yeah.
Now HBO has
but
HBO
that's what I'm saying.
Max, that's what I was thinking.
What the fuck is that, dude? You have HBO Go and HBO Max.
Yeah.
Think about it, though. It's like the circle of life.
Yeah.
It's a circle of life back to like the original 3.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That'd be great.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, as far you mentioned Apple TV, I think
Apple Plus.
Apple Plus. I think it's going to die.
I do too. The shows they got listed look great, but nobody wants to pay this when you're already paying these. Disney has this loaded box of movies and other shows they've had for years to go with new shows. Yeah. Apple doesn't have that.
And how many times is Apple going to break out like a thing with a bunch of celebrities that have a speech about something and then it just fucking falls short? Which, by the way, speaking of Howard Stern, did you hear that when he was in LA and he talked about Kimmel did a private party for Bill Gates? That was fucking genius, dude.
What did he do?
He did a private party for Bill Gates, and it was supposed to be a roast of Bill Gates, and it went horribly wrong. Like, Bill Gates was not getting the joke, dude.
Oh, really?
And he said it was quite awkward, and he was pretty much told to leave.
Kimmel was told to leave?
Yes. And
well,
he said all it did was infuriate him, and he just turned it up a notch. Yeah. And then he turned it up another notch.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You got to do, man. You got to double down.
And
well, once you're already in, you're fucked.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I respect him for that, dude.
Just torch the whole place.
Yeah, that's what he did. He said he torched everybody.
Well, you also got to know who you're talking to. I don't think Bill Gates doesn't look to me like he has a sense of humor. He really doesn't.
Bill Gates has. I guarantee you. Well, I'm saying guarantee you. I would bet good money that Bill Gates is on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah. All those guys are on the spectrum. Yeah. Steve Jobs, because they just get so overly focused on one task.
Yeah.
Even Einstein probably was on the spectrum to a degree. Because, like Einstein, for instance, we talked about him before. The guy sat in a room for 2 fucking days straight. Barely, he forgot to eat because he was so focused
on problem solving.
But whoever shopped around, like they should have got Fallon or somebody to do some safe comedy. But what they did was
do your homework.
Yeah. They thought they were getting a PG Kimmel from like ABC. Instead, they got the Man Show Kimmel just laying it down, dude.
Good thing they didn't invite Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just poor planning, man. You do your homework. All right, so where were we?
I have no idea.
So
we were on news.
Netflix. We did Netflix versus Disney. We're pretty much on the same page where it's going to be like you're probably going to go with 3 services. Mm-hmm.
Realistically,
you guys are identical, by the way. You both are keeping the same set of services.
Why not? They seem like they're going to be. We already know the 2 are the best.
Yeah,
and Disney's coming along with, hey, we're in the geekdom mode here. They're going to come out with a ton of geek fucking shit that we're just going to love. And they're tying it in with their fucking movies.
Oh, shit. I didn't get to see El Camino.
I did.
That was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Okay.
Don't go in it looking for Walter White.
I'm not looking for Walter White, but I like the taste.
Of course, and they give you a taste.
It's like a longer episode of one of their shows, but just based on the Pinkman character.
Okay, cool.
You know,
I'm gonna watch that.
And one quick question. I am confused with the timeline in that. I don't know if I want to go in with him there, but they kind of like when he gets released, how long was he in their custody? I kind of forget. Was he in their custody the whole last episode?
I can't remember.
Because it seems like he was all bearded up, but then when he got released, it seems like it was talking about Walter just died like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I can't remember what the duration was. They played around with the timeline. It's been so long since I rewatched the series.
Right.
Like how long he was captive, doing cooking.
I really should have watched it.
I know.
He was cooking for those guys for a fucking while.
Yeah, was
the
it
brother?
Was it a year? Was it months?
I think it was over a year because it was when
he's pretty shaggy.
Yeah, because think about it, because Walter, it was almost as long as Walter was hiding.
Oh, that's right.
Right, he did go into hiding for. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot about
as long as Walter was going into hiding, it was like a little bit longer than that. Actually, you know what I mean?
Stop.
He was cooking for those fucking dudes.
Yeah.
It gets fucked up. They show like behind the scenes what they did to him.
Yeah. They treat him like an animal.
It was bad. And the one guy's like a psychopath. The one guy he became friends with in the beginning, that was fucked up.
The doughboy looking kid with the hair.
You watch it. I'll watch it. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, it's enjoyable.
I love Breaking Bad,
but don't go into it thinking you're going to see some big reveal of, oh my god, you know what I mean? It's not like that.
I wouldn't do that.
So real quick, and my memory's escaping me, Nick, but I know Jamie wasn't privy to this, but Kevin Feige being named CEO of
all of
Marvel,
because he wasn't on the comic book side either. Now he has everything Marvel.
The comic book side too.
Yeah.
He got everything.
He's
How do you
CEO
get that?
Because he's a badass and he's been doing it right for the past 11 years.
See, I still don't know, because you said CEO has to worry about profits, but it's all Disney, so it's Disney profits.
Yeah, but divisions still have to be successful in their own way.
I'm sure it does, but I don't know, because he's going to be a producer on the Lucas side too.
Yes.
So, and I think that's just a sweet transition. I think they're just trying to hush it, where he's slowly going to transition, doing more movies, more stuff. Kind of like what he did with Marvel. He slowly took over different things. And, they had that big meeting about a year ago about what's going on with the Star Wars franchise. And he was in that meeting with a bunch of other people.
That's right. I do remember that.
Behind closed doors, it was all this big secret thing. And then all of a sudden, she's taking a step back and he's coming on this past couple months. It's like, they're just trying to do it slowly so they don't lose face.
Yeah.
I believe, anyway.
All he has to do is not.
That's what Disney does.
Yeah, well,
they don't like losing face.
And that's why they haven't.
They won't admit it.
That's why Ryan Johnson hasn't gotten taken off that trilogy yet, but he probably will. Although his movie got 99. The new one, Knives, are out.
Yeah, but that's because they blow him.
Yeah, whatever. Was that critics?
It was the tomato meter.
Go figure.
There's a lot of stars in it, though. I didn't realize how many stars were in that fucking movie.
Yeah,
there's like 20. There's like 20 some. Like,
yeah, but the question is, are they utilized correctly? Probably not.
Probably not.
It's southern. Well, I'll just say it real quick. I just found out, like back in 2015, when Quentin Tarantino did what was it? It might have been a Stern interview. He did Hateful Eight, and it was a 70 millimeter, like an art film.
It was all right. I watched it.
Yeah, but it was meant to be seen ideally perfectly on 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I remember that.
I could see that. The visual of it, I could see that.
Big, expansive, that type of visuals. And there's a theater in that has 70 millimeter film projectors. You don't have to bring them in Hollywood, and it's like part of like Hollywood rite of passage. You show your movie at this place, and it was the same time that Star Wars, The Last Jedi was no, I'm sorry,
Force Awakens
was coming out, and all they wanted to do is debut it there. I think show it for a week or a weekend, and it was right around the holiday season. And Disney came in and was like, we're gonna show.
I remember this.
We're gonna show our film there.
They bullied everybody out.
They bullied him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was really, really pissed.
Yeah,
it was a Howard interview.
Yeah, he was pissed off, but then he said he like like he understood kind of like because he's like it's Star Wars.
It was a bully tactic, man. They were like, okay, then we won't show. Yeah. This is part of ArcLight. ArcLight is there's a whole string of movie theaters.
They broke their dick out, dude.
But he said he understood. But what is he supposed to say? Because if he ever wants to work in any of the Disney genre, I'm not saying he will, but there's money going around.
He was pissed.
He can't sit there and bash Disney.
No, well, he did.
He
did
a little bit, but then he backtracked a little bit.
But he said
from what you guys are saying.
He said something like along the lines of like, he's like, I kind of figured pretty much like they were coming out. It's Star Wars.
They came out hard.
He's still getting backlash about the Bruce Lee thing. The people like Bruce Lee's daughter and all these other people are so pissed off that are like even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who knew Bruce Lee, are like, this is fucked up. That's not how Bruce was.
Geez. And you know what? They didn't literally kill Hitler in
I know. I don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, we're talking about Quentin Tarantino. I can't say his name. Tarantino, and just going on with the topic.
Well, I thought it was, I had never heard the story before, but when I saw it on like a YouTube video I stumbled across, I thought it was interesting. They're big badasses, what they are. That's all I have for the news. So let's get on to movie trailers.
There's only one we really need to talk about.
So Monday Night Football. Yeah. Disney did their thing, and they showcased what they're saying is the last trailer for Star Wars Episode 9. What you guys think?
Didn't you just saw it, Jamie?
I just saw it.
Bring it.
I mean, it was enticing, but
you're holding back.
Yeah, the flicker of there's like a flicker of flame in the back. Yeah, and I'm ho-hum about it. Really.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay,
fool me once.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm gonna go, but.
Cautiously optimistic.
Well, we talked about
I'm going to have some blinders on probably, which is unfortunate, which I never thought I would have.
With Star Wars?
Yeah. I'm like, it to me, it's like you're starting from the bottom and working. It's past the point of like Star Wars opening from the beginning, from nothing. It's like you started from beginning, you brought it up, and now you just punched it all the way back down past the breaking point, and now you need to bring it back up.
What I'm interested in
about coming from the hole.
What I'm really interested about this movie is they say it's supposed to be the end of the saga, right? I really want to know what makes it the end of the saga. Like, there's the Skywalker saga. Yeah. What really makes it the end?
Yeah, because you thought it was the end at Return of the Jedi.
Right. And what makes it the end now that Luke's gone? I don't, and just because the Emperor's back,
is the Force balanced? Is the Force balanced? That's the question.
And then that whole prophecy thing pisses me off because I don't mind a prophecy, but you got to go into it more. Where did it come from? Yeah. Who made the prophecy? Why is it so relevant? They don't ever get into that, and I thought these next 3 movies that they made I thought they would have touched on that.
I thought they always hinted towards. Especially after the Return of the Jedi, and then it makes its like comeback that like pretty much like everybody with powers had to die for it to be balanced. Like that's balance.
That's the premise.
That's the premise that I get from. But this is from like the new.
You're talking about in the last episode
after the last chat, whatever. What was it? Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Okay, so that's where I got the impression.
Yeah. Obviously, there's been a lot of. We talked about this. There's been a lot of fixing the episode 8.
I hear a lot of pussies drying up right now as we talk about this. But
somebody watch it because you know what? It's still last night that pulled in the most ever in our opening night ticket sales.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
So
no, it's going to because it's got the lore, dude.
It's guaranteed.
But.
And it's JJ. JJ's doing it. At least I feel like he's going to make a solid movie. Is he going to be able to fix it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's going to make a valiant effort. Of course. You know what I mean?
You're going to see.
He still owes me for the lost last episode, too. You know what I mean? No, but I think, listen, it's going to be a good effort, no doubt.
Hey, you know what I liked?
What's that?
Ray was training.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She didn't automatically. Yeah.
She's not a master already?
She wasn't an instant master. Ray was training. All right. There's a ton of cool visuals, right? There's no shortage of shit.
I like how it's on water. That's pretty cool.
I like how the Star Destroyer is coming up out of the water.
Yeah,
it was like
kind of
pretty badass.
Yeah,
ice. It was
kind of different. It's kind of different that it's like kind of on water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like different.
And did you see the room they were in? It was the old Death Star where Rey and Kylo, and you could see the backdrop of the throne room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
of where Luke fought Vader and the Emperor was there. That was pretty cool. I like the nostalgia part of it, but
let's face it. I mean, let's be, in my opinion, let's be real. JJ's going to do exactly what he did with Episode 7. He's going to try and smooth out all the rough edges and fix all the cracks from Episode 8. I mean, if you think about it, already in the beginning sequence, it's Dagobah. It's not actually Dagobah, but it's the same thing that you got out of Luke training in Dagobah in Empire.
Yeah.
right.
So that's that sequence, right?
Fan service.
Yeah, there's going to be a ton of fan service. I hope.
Do you think they're going to see Ewoks in this because that's where the Death Star crashed, right?
Never know, man.
You know, another fan service thing.
Yeah, there's going to be a ton of it.
and
Yeah,
they
but,
kinda hinted to
but at least those money gimmicks were cool. Like
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one, they don't shoot milk out of them. And you're not fucking like, what the fuck?
Or
is
those
this?
little pod things. Who
Yeah,
fucking knows what they
There
were?
was that one.
You don't know if
little
Luke's
bot thing.
jamming them up his
Whatever.
ass or something like that.
C-3PO in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? Now I read online he's like a master hacker of droids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where C-3PO gets the red eyes. But why is C-3PO saying goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye to my friends, or last time I'll see my friends, or something like that.
Because he's going to get totally wiped?
I don't know. That's a good question. JJ's also pretty notorious with, burying the lead. He'll show you a lot to get you excited, but not give away plot
And then
points.
there's also that scene where her and Kylo Ren looks like they're destroying a Vader.
It's a team
helmet.
up. Yeah.
It's like all weird, and then the Emperor's talking about how like them coming together is their flaw, or whatever.
Yeah.
See, and then how did the Emperor survive? What the fuck's going on?
Well, it seems like anybody gets thrown down a fucking shaft after they've been sliced.
He didn't even get
survives.
sliced. He just got
But
the
that's
scoop.
what I'm saying. Like him and then fucking Darth Maul.
Yeah. Nobody's truly dead. It's like the comics.
no, the
Well, it is-
heroes die,
yeah.
just the villains never
Well,
die.
who knows? What's Luke going to be coming back as? Is he going to train as a Force ghost, or is he coming back? So at the end of the trailer,
See that? I got to admit that
Yeah.
if they can find a way, because
Force ghost. It sounds awesome.
if they can find a way for him to come back and fight the Emperor in some kind of fashion, because that's how it should be, not her.
yeah,
She could fight Kylo. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Or fight herself, whoever that alter ego of her was.
that's right. I forgot about the double.
Have
I bet
Luke-
you that's another Dagobah thing, like when Luke challenged himself.
Probably. They're probably a little nostalgia, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with a little nostalgia, but don't rub our faces in it.
That's a key point too. I don't want to forget is it seems like they're showing a little bit of a story that I can like
A little bit.
that I
Little
can-
bit.
Yeah, it seems that a little backstory, a little like who's who and
think-
what's what.
Damn.
Do you
Well,
think
better.
do you think we'll find out who that guy was?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
his name?
That's what I'm saying. You know,
I was waiting for him to poke his
He's-
head up behind that
Yeah.
big stone.
explain to me
star,
why. Yeah,
or
explain
that
to me why you're
throne.
wearing a smoke jacket, fuckhead.
Dude, how awesome would it have been if you see the throne and you see the Emperor sit down, and then you see a
little puppet.
Captain Gold LeMay come out on the side, and it's like, I didn't die either.
He didn't get me.
Yeah.
But here's a question, real quick. I
Yeah,
know,
go ahead.
But the Star Destroyer scene where you see all these old Star Destroyers in like
Tons of them.
thousands of them. It looks like. And I was reading an article. Each Star Destroyer, not a super one, a regular Star Destroyer, estimated to have 33,000 troops on it.
Holy shit.
Where the fuck were these guys hiding out all this time?
They're waiting for
Like,
the
I
Emperor.
mean, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, I know I have to wait to see the movie, and it's a 3-hour fucking movie. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
an end game.
Yeah.
In
Which
that-
I'll have to wear my Depends.
In that,
I pee a lot.
in that regard, there's a whole shit ton of That's the other thing too. I want to figure out the troopers. Like,
How so?
I was confused about this because, so you know where they came from up into the Last Jedi.
What do you mean?
Like where their origin was.
Were the Jedi?
Oh, the First Order, you mean?
Yeah. No, the troopers, like the stormtroopers.
Well, first it was the clones, and then it was they
Yeah.
recruited.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Then they started recruiting people. They showed it.
is that
Han.
after Return of the Jedi?
No,
Yeah.
no. That was before. It was during Han. They started recruiting.
that's right,
people.
that's right.
Han Solo. They showed it in Han. He got recruited. Remember
That's
Han
right.
Solo?
That's right. Okay. All right. You're right.
That's still one of our top, highest rated, highest viewed.
Han Solo one?
The Solo review.
Because people started realizing we were fucking right. It's a
yeah, man.
decent.
Are you
It's a
kidding
good
me?
movie. It's not a great.
Fuck yeah,
it's good
dude.
though.
It's good.
It's good.
And Rogue One, I stick by this.
I was
It's
just
one
about
of
to say
the
that.
best fucking ones
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It has the best visuals of any of the Star Wars. movies.
Great
It's
story.
Yeah.
That tropical planet was where all the tapes were held. Fucking awesome,
like
man.
beaches in Normandy, man.
Dude, it was perfect.
Yeah. Or in
And then
South
you had the
Pacific.
big explosion at the end where you blow up half the fucking planet. It was fucking phenomenal. Even when she went to that other Jedi planet and they blew that up, the visuals of just
And-
blowing up that city was fucking fantastic.
No lightsabers either.
The tie-in at
Right.
It's still good.
and the tie-in
Well, there was
at
a
the
little
end.
bit. The Vader scene.
There's
Darth Maul.
Technically,
yeah.
there's no-
Vader.
There's Vader.
Oh, the Vader. That's right. I'm giving my.
Well, technically, there's no Jedi.
No, technically there was.
the only guy is an Asian guy saying, "Oh, be one with the
No,
Force."
well, he was
Force
like
be with you.
a Jedi priest or
He's a
something like that, but he
believer.
wasn't like he was a
Because
believer.
he had no midichlorians.
Yuck. Ew.
Dropped it there for you, John.
but that movie
God, that's
movie is fucking awesome.
No, that movie.
They have space horses in the trailer. I
That's
just wanted to bring that
probably.
Yeah,
I would probably give you that much. Probably either my fourth or fifth
One looked like a
fifth
tauntaun.
favorite Star Wars movie. You have to go Empire, then you go regular Star Wars. I still got to go Return of the Jedi because it's it was my favorite growing up. Then Force Awakens, then that.
I like Rogue One better than Force Awakens.
I only say Force Awakens more is because it got me more hyped up for Star Wars.
I'm
after
telling
seeing
you,
that.
Yeah.
just the tie-in,
got Luke in it.
the tie-in scene,
The end.
of the end,
Yeah.
the end scene of Rogue One, and how it tied it in was fucking genius.
Oh,
brilliant.
Whoever did that was a fucking brilliant bastard.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And that's what I want out of
I'm
this next
sniffing
one.
Feige around that one. I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Dude,
That would be great.
dude, it was though. It was fucking brilliant.
So
Oh, no, I agree.
it sounds like we're in. It sounds like
Yeah, I'm
we're.
gonna watch
We already
it.
bought our fucking tickets.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
gonna
Are
watch
you
it.
serious?
I'm gonna watch that shit.
Yep, we're cautiously optimistic.
If he can hit a grand slam, that would be phenomenal. But if he can hit a home run, I'll be pleasantly surprised and
Yeah.
happy with it. So
Yeah,
You can even throw in that weird number sequence from Lost.
that made no sense.
I'll be okay with it.
No, they'll finally explain that too in the movie too.
Wouldn't that be grand? Speaking of Lost, is it Dominic? Yeah, Dominic Monaghan's in this movie. He was the drug addict on Lost. He was in Lord of the Rings. He was one.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
He's in
him.
this
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
What is he doing there?
He's. I saw him in the trailer. He's like in the background. He's like.
What is
resistance
what is
fighter.
that girl Carrie being? What is she?
Carrie Ann Russell? Or-
Yeah. What is she doing in this
Yeah,
movie?
she. I thought she was in some type of almost looked like Mandalorian gear, I think, or something.
But they really didn't explain
helmet.
her too much.
I didn't see any.
Her character's kind of a little shrouded in mystery a little bit.
And that's okay. I mean, I'll take the mystery.
People are all hoping that's Luke's.
or Ray's mother, right?
Luke's
Luke's side piece
yeah.
Ooh, his mistress.
when he cheated on the Force.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was before that
Before you had sex with one of those
because
milk
he
things. What are those
because he
things
was
called?
a different kind of
Bantha.
Jedi. He had attachments. He had attachments to Han, to Leia. So he was
He had a
different-
green kyber crystal.
Yeah, he did.
Instead of a fleshlight, he used a flesh saber.
That was the opposite end. His lightsaber on one end, a fleshlight on the other.
Do you think he rinsed it out with
That's
bantha milk?
I think he put bantha milk in it.
That's nice.
It sterilized it.
Well, it was his bantha milk.
That's
It's no. It's got to be
Yeah.
your
our
bantha
movie
milk.
review. Do you mind if we talk about
No,
Zombieland?
go for it.
Real quick, and it's going to be real fast. The only other trailer I saw, we were wondering what Vin Diesel was up to. He's doing this movie called Bloodshot. Bloodshot is based on this.
I didn't watch the trailer that you put out there.
It's looks like
It's not Riddick. It's not Fast and it's not Riddick. It's not Fast and Furious. Okay,
He can't act. I'm sorry.
done and done.
His best acting role was Saving Private Ryan when he got fucking killed. He's like, it's a little girl, or whatever she said. It's his best acting moment his whole career.
It looks like it's going to be a whopping, steaming pile of shit.
And you know what? After what happens after this movie, everybody's going to realize that he's not what he was. The Rock called him out. He is what he is.
Yeah.
And Riddick is by far. Chronicles of Riddick is fucking phenomenal.
Riddick and Fast and Furious.
So
and Fast and Furious isn't that great. It's just it's like a guilty pleasure.
Absolutely. So two quick blurbs can describe this whole thing. It's a nanobot superhero. He gets killed, quote unquote. His blood gets fused with nanobots. And then he's, of course, finding the man who murdered his wife. And he's going.
My ADD kicked in. Like I'm
out.
I'm sidetracked.
Right, so let's move on. I know Zombieland Double Tap, Zombieland 2. It's 10 years later. It's got the same cast. They've all been together. They're their own
So
family.
it's 10 years later, and that stupid blonde was held up in a freezer for 10 years, and
Yes.
she survived.
Yes. So
That is disgusting.
It's new. That was I forget her name. Chloe Deutsch.
Who gives a
something like
fuck,
that.
dude?
We saw the movie. We went out last weekend, Saturday
did.
night. Caught the movie.
You know what the best part of that fucking movie was?
What's that?
The end. The after credits scene. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of one. One was fantastic. One of my all-time favorite movies. This was... No, after I said it was okay, after rethinking it,
Not so much.
No.
That's what we're here for, man. We can't just
Look, Nick's he's turned it up a couple notches, dude. He like realizes like he doesn't even need somebody to like walk him through. He's like,
yeah.
nah.
Thank God he didn't hear my one thing about Aquaman.
Why? What was that?
Nothing.
You liked Aquaman?
No, I said I liked it. That I rewatched it when I came on TV, and I'm like, goddamn, Jamie was right.
Yeah, that's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's. I watch Aquaman over Batman versus Superman any day of the fucking week.
I don't know about that. Now I look about it, I don't know.
Yeah, I would most certainly.
But anyway, back to Zombieland.
Zombieland 2, like I said, picks up 10 years later. They've got some new zombies, types of zombies. You pick up a couple of characters here and there. Characters by the way of Rosario Dawson.
Hell yeah.
Thomas Middleditch. What's his name? Luke Wilson.
Which that part was funny. I'll admit that shit with Luke Wilson, that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Him and
That was him and Thomas Middleditch. And
yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That whole sequence between the four of them actually, and she's just like, really?
Yeah.
You see it in the trailers, but the whole aspect of the whole scene is fucking funny.
Yeah,
Outside
it's
that,
pretty
it
clever.
really wasn't that funny.
I think the thing is, and this is my take on it. I think the thing is that when Zombieland came out, this is pre-Walking Dead 1, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead.
I think it was right around the same time, wasn't it?
right before.
Right before, okay.
So it was before that.
About Dawn of the Dead, though. It was right around that time, right?
Well, Dawn of the Dead goes back with Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah, I mean,
all
but
that, Night of the Living Dead, all that shit.
But it was around. It was
Shaun of the Dead.
It was more closely aligned with Shaun of the Dead than anything else. So when the first movie came out, it was fucking funny, man.
It was funny. It was a nice little spoof. And even though it's not believable, it was somewhat believable.
Yes.
This one was just stupid.
There's a lot of icing. It's great to see how, like, from my take, it was great to see how the characters interacted with one another. I like each one of the characters, the actors themselves, are good at their job.
Yeah.
So they're pulling off miracles with the content that they had.
Yeah.
Or the writing that they had. Not to say that the writing was horrible. It just seemed like, you know, when a sitcom is really good in the beginning and then it goes a little too far.
Yeah.
And then you're like, beat, jokey joke. You know, remember way back when I talked about that with Big Bang Theory?
Which I don't agree with now. I've been thinking about that. I've changed my opinion on that 100%. But anyway, go ahead.
But it's like people always say, try and watch one of those shows without the laugh track and see how much you laugh compared to with it on. You know, there's something Pavlovian about a laugh track. Anyway, but that's what it felt like to me. Did I have fun watching it? Yeah, there were parts where I laughed my ass off. The silliness and ridiculousness of how they go after killing zombies and some of the... like the Tallahassee, like Woody Harrelson's character, when he stays in character, he
was still one of my most enjoyable. I loved him in the first movie. It was awesome, and then I just thought that they would expand on his character a little bit more. I don't need in depth, but I thought in the first one it was funny how you run it. You go through the whole movie and you find out at the end that it was his son.
Yeah, his son, and not his dog.
And it brought his whole character together. You're like, you get it. And you wanted a fucking Twinkie, and it was kind of cool. It was funny that way. You know what I mean? And how he was going nuts, driving around, killing all zombies, and he loved it. The zombie kill of the week.
He'd open the door and clip them.
And then now they have zombie kill of the year. That's kind of just, it was a little much, dude.
Yeah,
just pulling the threads there. And
there was probably if they toned it down a little bit,
yes,
and grounded it a little bit more, you could still keep all the funny and keep all the silly.
Except for that end where they went to the peace-loving fucking people.
Yeah.
Come on, that was a little like, meh.
Yeah, and Rosario Dawson came in and wiped out all the zombies with her monster truck.
Yeah,
but that's part of the silliness.
I get it's silliness, but there's silliness and then taking it silliness too far. And I thought they did that. Like the other one didn't take the silliness too far. It was just enough.
Yeah,
like you introduced.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You introduced Bill Murray and he's alive. And he's hanging out at his house.
Yeah,
and he's like, I just saw. On Hollywood Boulevard, I just saw what the fuck is this? Whoever he's
How's he doing?
Yeah,
he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's a zombie.
See, it was just enough where it wasn't too far. I think they took this one too far.
Yeah, I agree with you. A little too much on the
silly side.
Stop the frame, pull in the text and everything like that. And no, I agree with you. But it's still a very enjoyable. If you enjoyed Zombieland, I would say that you'll enjoy this. Just don't expect Zombieland.
And I wouldn't pay to see this movie.
Yeah, I probably could have waited.
I could have waited. It's not a waste of your time. So you're going to leave that and be like, I fucking wasted my time, like Ghostbusters 2. But, you know.
What? That was a dig, dude. That was a dig.
No, what, though?
All right, Aquaman.
I do take it back. I would have. I did. I can't talk. I did 7.
But although we did you didn't listen to the last podcast about he talked about Ghostbusters, right?
What? Oh yeah, about what the new one?
Paul Rudd. About Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd signed on for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I saw that.
But no, he wasn't allowed to talk about it at all.
Yeah,
he's not allowed to talk about shit about it.
He can't even hint to who's actually been cast.
Good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm totally.
But anyway, go back to Zombie then.
So it's one of those things where I take it back. I would pay for this movie because I had a good time going to the movies to see this movie.
Was it the company or was it the movie?
All of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
All of it. I was ready to laugh.
Yeah. Nah, and you know what? All right, but I wouldn't pay for it again. In hindsight, I'd like the company. It was fun. We all went. But
what if someone paid for you to go?
That's different. I'll always enjoy a movie. Take me to fucking movies you want. I saw Titanic 6 times because of the movies, because some people paid for me.
Yeah.
You want to go to fucking movies today? I had nothing to do? Fuck, I'll go. I went on a couple of dates.
Crazy?
It was great. Yeah.
How the movies still have that type of hold on you.
It always does.
Logically, it doesn't make sense because you have all the comforts of the home. You can put a 70-inch, flat panel in your room.
This is something about the movies for me.
There is something about the movies. Going to the movies. I don't know what it is, but there's something good about it.
Some people don't like it anymore with the streaming. I totally enjoy it. I would go to the movies tonight to see whatever's playing if it was somewhat decent.
Yeah. I wouldn't. And you know what? Because of the sound quality, because of the screens, because you get to pick your seat.
I love that now.
That's huge.
I love that. Hey, remember back
picking
in the
your
day?
seat's fucking badass.
I remember
that is fucking awesome.
You have to wait in line. I remember
waiting in line.
I forget what movie I watched. I went. It was one of the first Star Wars. It was Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I had to go. I went to Granite Run Mall.
Hell yeah, dude!
I had to wait in fucking line for an hour and a half
I knew
to get
somebody.
into the fucking movie.
I knew somebody that worked at that one.
Did you really?
And when they came out the first Fast and Furious, we could smoke cigarettes in there and shit like that. It was awesome.
Dude, they had that mall had a killer comic book shop too.
Did.
Fuck yeah, it did.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Now it's going to be residential homes. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Yeah, that's long,
But
that's long overdue though.
But I'm just
dude,
saying.
just the fact of you're right. You wait in line and then you go in and you don't know if there's a seat open.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
you
it.
have to find your seat.
Find your seat.
You could be that asshole. It's like this, staring straight up at the fucking
What
screen.
the
like
fuck? I would be hot, dude.
I did before, and it blows.
I did that last year.
But that was it. That was. If it was still like that, you wouldn't catch me going to the movie.
Fuck no, man.
I'd be at
I'm
home
not waiting that long.
scratching my
You
balls
wait an
and
hour and a half
watching
just to
television.
see the movie, and then you got to find a seat. Hopefully you get a good seat, and B, if you're with a buddy, if you can get a seat or a friend or a girl to get the next to you, it's like it's too much.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
that was a good rant. I like that.
I like the food aspect too.
The dine-in shit now.
Yeah, but I wish.
it's nice.
I don't know. I think they need to step the game up on the food a little bit. It's like, dude, I know you're trying to make a buck here, but god damn, son, let's step the quality up just a titty bit, dude.
I don't know if I'd want to go to a movie theater and be like, "Hey, can I get a shrimp scampi?"
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking
nice
about
New York prime
I don't
rib.
like when I
From a
want
movie
pretzel
theater.
bites from what's the one that we usually go to?
Movie tavern.
Yeah, when I want pretzel bites, I don't want you to church up the fucking pretzel bites. I want you to give me standard fucking pretzel bites. You kind of church them up. And
I see what you're saying.
You're
Don't gourmet my pretzel bites.
Yeah, and then I bite into them and they suck anyway. So just give me the fucking standard bullshit that comes out of the freezer. You microwave the fuckers and then you give them to me.
That's why I always get popcorn, because movies
I hear
to me
you, man.
Yeah.
are fucking. I don't want to eat a meal while I'm trying to eat a fucking movie. I just want to shove something in my mouth.
Yeah,
that's all I want to do.
Popcorn and candy. Candies.
Well,
Candy you can do, but I stay away from that because then I get my stomach fucking gets fucked up.
Candy, man.
I'll tell
you
you
are
what.
the candy man, Mike and Ike's over here.
Pepperoni flatbread you can get done. You don't even have to look at that shit. You can just be like, pow, pow.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Nick and I went to the movies. Him and his lovely wife.
This
These
is
sons of
hilarious.
bitches. So it's four of us, and then
We get there before them.
and then the three boys. So they get there before us. They sit down. They smell. Now it's 4 seats. They
And then there was
smell.
a fat guy.
And then there's a fat guy in the seat right next to
The 2 seats.
the 2 seats, and I was like, and they were like, no, we're gonna sit over here. You guys sit there.
So you
Take
guys
these
have the
seats."
center for a center row. It's fine.
Yeah. Turns out they thought the guy next to him stunk, like BO stunk.
Oh, it smelled like a hoagie shop.
Turns out
It was
it was
a
the
wait-
fucking waiter.
Oh my god.
sweet.
And
dude.
so when they tried to pull a fast one, they were like, and so afterwards, after the movie was over, Shannon is pissing herself laughing, and she confesses. She's like, we didn't want to sit there because we thought the guy next to you stunk like a locker room. And we were like, you son of a bitch.
Even Cindy came over right before the movie started. She goes, "Do you mind if I sit next to your wifey?" And Shannon's like, "No, I want to sit next to Nick."
Dude, they
And I'm
acted it up.
I'm like,
But he was your server, though?
we find out he's our server because he
It's
was
awesome.
actually serving. When me and Shannon first got there, he was serving the couples.
So now let's...
Right, and I'm thinking it was the fat guy, not the server. Why would the server smell? You're in a service industry.
Well, let's review this. Let's
Oh, he
review
was
this,
disgusting,
okay?
dude.
So he may or may not have showered. So his hygiene's a little off, right?
Yeah.
Now he's scratching certain areas.
Honestly, by the look,
Possibly raking his balls.
well, that's all a
Okay.
possibility.
Again, that's why I got popcorn, man.
So then he
I
grabs...
ain't touching the popcorn.
Yeah, but
He
you
might
got
not,
buttered
but he could have
popcorn.
grabbed the fucking lip with his thumb, right? That's a standard move, right? So he could have, you know what I mean? And the fingernail could have clipped one of his fucking ball hairs that he was raking, scooped out a fucking germ or two, and next thing you know, fucking Nick's got
He
his
got
fucking
chunk to
mouth
bite
on
out.
his
He had the
fucking
same
balls,
He
dude.
had the same popcorn I did, my friend.
That's what I was about to
So
get
you
to.
guys were both double dipping on the Huevos.
Yeah, I was wondering why it tasted like Pop Secret, even though we put butter on it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like, I didn't order white
It was
cheddar.
hilarious. Shannon was fucking bawling, and I'm like,
it was
oh,
funny.
Just as long as there's no ass smell. That is like by far the
That was-
worst.
it was
If you
BO.
have not washed your ass, like, dude, like BO's one thing, and
No, I
BO's
have a
pretty
BO thing,
BO's
though.
pretty bad. Don't get me wrong,
So,
it's
but-
bad. But when you smell ass, dude, like that is just.
But here's
fucking,
the thing: like, you can be like a person who showers and is a little hippie like, and is like, I'm not putting on deodorant.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a Crystal.
It wasn't that. This guy like didn't shower for like a.
That's
fucking
my
week.
Do you think he was dirty?
Yeah,
He was dirty,
and that's
dude.
my point.
Yeah.
I don't understand how his. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't know how his boss didn't say something to him like, dude, go to fuck home. And
No,
shower.
that's
This
my
is
point.
Disgusting.
If you like, I shower every day, and you don't have to shower every day. I'm like weird like that.
I
Like
do.
I need to
I
shower all the
shower
fucking. I need to shower all the time.
Yeah.
But my rule of thumb, just a standard rule of thumb, if you're a fucking human being in a society, if you shit that day, you should probably fucking shower and wash your ass, motherfucker.
Well, everybody
wash
shits
your
every day,
ass,
dude. So
Yeah,
you
but
have to shower. Every
there's
day,
certain
then, by
people
your
that
logic.
don't.
Yeah. Wow,
There's certain people that don't.
there's
What,
some
shower
people
every
think
day?
they
I
can-
have to shower.
But I'm
me
saying,
too.
if you shit, like this should be a rule of fucking thumb. I know people out there that don't fucking shower and they fucking stink.
Dude,
Now-
you're talking about like sour shit smell?
Like you took a shit and it was 100 degrees on
They
a
smell like
July
shit?
day and you fucking just ran a mile and you fucking ran back.
Yeah.
And then you fucking take your underwear off and you're like, God damn, son, I need to take a shower. That motherfucking smell right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The combination of that stew or that boils into a hard work day.
I grew up. My dad's family was Greek, and they were old school Greeks. So when my uncles used to come to visit, they fucking shower once a week, and I'm like, dude, it makes me cringe. I just don't
it's
understand. Hey, first of all, I'm like,
Yeah,
I have to
itchy.
shower every day.
You get itchy.
Yes.
So then you're raking your fucking ass.
Dude, I'll tell you.
You're touching cloth, dude.
There is, but there is a thing where people do shower. Like the boys shower in the morning, but if,
So does Aiden. They
but-
just stink. But that's because of hormones. That's
Yeah.
a different scenario, though.
That's
You're
true.
not talking about 14-year-old, 15-year-old boys.
pubescent boys.
This dude was 21.
And that's
either
why-
21, 25, somewhere in that
yeah,
range.
he was past that.
Dude.
No, he was.
And that's why I'm giving BO like somewhat of a pass because that can be hit or miss. The ass smell, dude, is like a key
Who do
ingredient.
you know smells like
Dude,
ass?
I don't
there's certain
understand
people,
that.
I don't want to call them out, but man, take a motherfucking shower, sir.
Who smells like
Or just wipe your ass really good.
Well, dude, like I said, just fucking wash your ass. Wash your ass. Bar of soap, just jam that motherfucker right up there.
I don't know who he fucking works with.
Hey, man.
Yeah, we're a bunch
I'm
of
not saying
barbarians,
work, man. I want to
No,
call anybody out.
yeah.
Not call anybody out.
Dude, I told you
Listen.
about my bathroom situation. Guys,
That's another one, too.
They destroy that place.
Did we go over that before?
did.
Bathrooms?
Well,
Totally.
yeah, he did because he hates the hair.
Because
and the
we
fucking-
live in a fucking. That's another thing, too. Be a courteous motherfucker. If you shit in a bathroom, treat it like it's your own. Because some poor bastard.
yeah.
Dude, there's no reason to fucking. Dude, there was one time, the other day, actually, I went to go take a shit. It looked like someone dipped a fucking paintbrush in a bucket and wung it up the fucking seat, dude. How do you do that?
That's just
and
poor
if you are
hygiene.
doing that, change your fucking diet.
Yeah.
Your diet's probably
Dude, that's
fucking
not-
shit.
You seriously go in some of those
Bulk
fucking
that.
bad bathrooms, like ghetto bathrooms, dude. There's like shit on the walls and shit. I'm like,
Yikes.
really?
Dude, you know what I can't stand?
Because I have like Family Dollars I go into, and I'm like, we're going to the. I just go pee because I really have to pee. I will not shit in these bathrooms.
Yeah, you're like shimmying in there. Like, don't touch me.
Don't touch. You know.
Go in there
but
with
you
your
go, there's
kids.
shit on the walls, and I'm like, what the fuck
Dude,
is going on in
The
here?
worst
Like a
dude,
fucking zoo.
the worst dude to take into a bathroom is my son, Maddox. Little
touch
guy.
everything.
Yeah, he's got to touch things, and like the one bathroom was like there was shit everywhere, and I'm like
damn.
shimmying in there. I'm like, dude, do not touch. And I didn't use curse words, but in my head I was like a motherfucking thing.
Yes.
I was
Dude,
like-
how about porta pots?
Yeah, dude,
The hell no.
we're like shimmying. He likes them. I'm like, dude. And I'm like, airplaning them and shit
It's like the
Oh.
the blue water sits there, and then there's an island that creeps out of the top.
I
of that
told you
thing,
this before.
and you're like,
I
I'm
told
gonna
you.
vomit.
How can anybody take a dump in those things? But people fucking do.
If there's an emergency and you're out on the road, I've done this before, but like I always think to myself, if you had splashback, I put a gun in my mouth and just fucking let her rip, dude. Because after that, dude, I don't want to live, dude. I don't want to live.
Oh no.
Poop germs are the worst germs, and they freak me out, dude. I'm here to say it. They
Dude,
do.
there's a lot
poop,
of- hey.
poop freaks me out, man. Pee's one thing. Poop is a whole separate story.
There's a lot of money and shit,
I'm
too.
with you, Jamie. I just don't understand how somebody can leave a bathroom looking like shit.
No,
when you leave
you're an
it.
asshole.
Like,
You're a straight up asshole. I hope someone kicks you in the face.
Didn't
I hope
Howard
someone
Stern-
straight up kicks you
This
in
is
the
back in the
fucking
day.
face.
He had an episode a long time ago where one of his coworkers took a shit in the bathroom and they left streaks.
Yeah.
and he fucking ripped into everybody. He's like, who fucking did this?
It was in his bathroom in his office.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the bowl. Like I'm not
But
talking
I mean,
about
that's just the bowl. I'm
talking about the fucking seat. You
Yeah.
get shit on the seat. At least give me the fucking imaginary scenario that shit didn't touch there.
Yeah.
Like you wiped it off and I don't see it. Like imaginary.
They tried to hover and they shit on the
Dude,
seat. They didn't.
But don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
This is a society.
That's the best is because I work in an office, right? And the best is when you see the cleaning lady take that bar down that says you can't come in here because I'm cleaning, and she takes it down, and you're the first one in.
You're like, yes.
You're like, ha ha! And you look around, you're like, this is my playground. I can do whatever I want in whatever stall I want.
You can take your fucking pants off. You can hang them up. Yeah, that's exactly right. Because you know it's been fucking sterilized.
I almost want to put a stopper into the door and lock people out.
It's tough, man. It's tough. You got to find certain bathrooms you can use, man. I told you that about a Dollar General I use all the time, right around the corner from where you are.
George Costanza of Wilmington.
I get the key and I go in there. It's a nice bathroom, but they have cleaning supplies in there. I'll spray the fucking toilet down. And
dude,
I'm good with that.
If I use because we got like at work, if I use the bathroom at work, dude, I'm a courteous motherfucker. I spray the Lysol on the seat because it kills 99.9% of the fucking germs. You know why? Because I'm not a fucking prick bastard that's going to be like, that just took a shit, laid his fucking buns on there and leave you to lay your buns on top of my buns so your fucking balls touch where my balls are touching. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a prick.
Dude, there was a video. I saw this, I think it was on like Tosh or something like that, where this guy goes in and he goes into a bathroom and all he has, and he goes into multiple bathrooms. He has this one video looped into the next, and it's just him, and you see his piss stream and him peeing all over stalls, and especially on the toilet paper. Because that's an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to like one bathroom to the next, going, ha, 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 ha.
And he thinks he's funny.
He thinks he's hysterical.
Dick. That's
Can
not
you
even
imagine?
funny. That's
you
not
go in and you got an emergency, you know, maybe some
wipe your ass of
eruption,
piss.
and then you look over to grab it, and it's sopping wet.
Yeah,
with
now
piss.
listen, I'm not a fan
What
of
if
piss.
it's dried and you didn't know?
And then
not-
you got his piss germs.
Yeah,
in
and I'm
your
not a fan
a-hole.
of piss, but I'm telling you, like, shit brings me to a whole new level of
Piss is
insanity,
least
dude.
yeah.
Shit is a
I
whole
think pee
nother.
is sterile, I think.
I just don't want to see poop.
Ah, no,
I don't want to see, and I don't want to see other people's poop, man. I just don't. I don't want to see it.
No.
Don't
Well,
wanna
isn't
see
it crazy that you change your kid's diaper and
That's
you
fine.
clean out your cat box?
Ugh, I don't have a cat, man.
Well, you got a cat.
I don't do it. I have a 15-year-old. But I do change a lot of diapers, though.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
change a ton of diapers, dude.
Yeah,
And you know what? It's disgusting. But when it's your own kid,
Of
you're like,
course.
fuck. You got to get it done. You do it.
yeah, that doesn't
But
work.
I hear you. When it's somebody else you don't fucking know.
That's another one too. If you go into a bathroom, and it's one thing if it smells like a hot shit. It's a whole separate thing if you just smell ass.
Yeah.
That's that fucking. And I'm like,
That pisses you off.
Yeah, because you
Light
like,
a fucking candle.
it's like you
Something, dude.
Yeah, like
spray the fucking Lysol.
well, it's like, dude, you are a dirty prick bastard. Ass.
I'll tell you.
Wash that motherfucker.
It is a dirty thing. Like, why do we even have to do it? Just hey, if God created everything in 6 days and rested on the seventh, then why not just? I'll take one more day if you just never had to poop.
Yeah, couldn't it turn into like a unicorn or
what?
something? Fly away.
I was
Right?
watching
Yeah.
The Walking Dead last week, and I'm thinking, what do these fuckers take a shit?
Yeah,
I guess they have outhouses and shit.
wherever they want, I guess.
You know.
Yeah, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
And on
Actually, I
that-
got to watch last week's episode. I forgot.
gotta
I haven't
watch
watched
that,
it
yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
I got a lot of TV.
You got to kill. The Watchmen just came out this week too.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Well, I didn't watch it yet. Neither did you.
All right, so we'll put a pin in the
2 out of
Watchmen.
3, baby. 2 out
I'll
of 3.
just say real quick. I'll say it's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely worth continuing because I've only seen one episode, and so it's got enough there for me
Watchmen?
to be Watchmen for me to be interested in checking out episode
What's one
2.
of HBO's big bets for like take place at Game of Thrones? They're really putting a lot of money into that, and something else I forgot.
It's interesting. They go hard.
You
with
do
the
got to
rest.
explain it to me a little more. I didn't know the comic. All I saw was the movie. But
Yeah.
you say it definitely follows 20 years after the comic?
34 years after
After the
comic.
4 years after the comic. So there was some
catastrophe
that what's his face created.
Ozymandias,
and he got away. I have to rewatch that movie. I didn't think I thought he got. I thought they took him down.
They sort of took him down, but they didn't foil the plan. But he didn't go to jail or anything because Rorschach. Spoilers if you haven't seen The Watchmen. Yeah. Rorschach got killed by Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan disappeared.
He went to Mars.
Yeah, he went back to Mars. Ozymandias just continued being Ozymandias.
But I thought Manhattan took him down. Didn't kill him, but took him down.
No, they stopped him, but they really didn't stop anything. They weren't going to kill him, right? He got beat up by the Night Owl.
Okay.
So Night Owl and Night Nurse, the female lead, Malin Ackerman's character. They were the only ones that they followed up with after the fact. It was they were leading a seemingly normal life.
Okay.
As the superhero.
So I know we're going to see Manhattan in this because they already showed that in the preview. So are we going to see? You think we'll see the other three?
I don't know if you'll see the other ones because they weren't young superheroes in Watchmen. They were late 30s, early 40s.
You might see them as
old
guest spots.
Maybe. They used Night Owl's.
And what's his face is a super villain, and all he has is his intelligence anyway, so he doesn't need to be super strong or anything.
Yeah, they show him in this too.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Irons' character.
Oh, that's awesome! I love Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, he plays Ozymandias.
Does he really?
They didn't show. I didn't see anything with Dr. Manhattan now.
Well, it's in the trailer, so I'm assuming it's going to be part of the season.
Yeah,
I gotta check to see if I still have HBO. Yeah, look.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's definitely worth.
I think it's going to build up. Any word on when the Henry Cavill show for Netflix is coming out? The Watcher, The Witcher.
I believe that
is it The Watcher?
November. It's The Witcher.
Witcher.
Yeah, the video game.
Yeah, it's based off the video game, but I believe that's November. It is 2019. I don't.
I see you've been watching. Speaking of video games, I see you've been watching the fucking two-time champ.
Two-time champ. Oh yeah, well I turned the boys on to him too.
They like him.
The who? The what?
He's a video game. He does game. I don't even call him
Dr.
reviews.
Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect. He does playthroughs, right?
Yeah, he's a good gamer, but his shit talking's superb, dude.
Yeah. I would assume you'd have to have great shit talking ability.
The dude's awesome. He's legendary.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
So
the kids like him though.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they still have their top, their top guys. I don't think he's cracked the top, but they definitely enjoy him. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? The only thing, I mean, obviously November is going to be a big one. The big things that I'm looking forward to.
Jack Ryan's coming out.
Jack Ryan, of course, The Mandalorian.
It's the whole reason why I got this fucking Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, dude. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's coming out the 12th. Yeah. And I sent you guys a link on. I didn't read it myself yet. I still haven't got around to reading it.
Yeah.
But I sent you a link. They let people see it, critics see the first 27 minutes. And the overview of what I read, I just read briefly. They're all raving about it, how the visuals are great. It's like a Western. It's and they got the perfect character to play the main character.
Yeah. That's
what Star Wars should be, is what they said.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to that more than I'm looking forward to this next episode 9.
But wouldn't it be great if they had wouldn't it be great if they actually tied this into 9?
Hell yeah, man.
It should be done by 9 pops out, right? No. How many episodes is it? 8? 10?
I can't remember. It's probably 10.
Wouldn't it be great if it ties in? No.
That would be awesome. It would be badass. And that would mean
Kenny doesn't think that far ahead, dude.
Well, hopefully Kevin Feige had an influence on
Jon Favreau did direct this, so
Who knows? I mean, that's the pitch for him being CEO and him being over producer at Star Wars, is to say, listen, man, I could tie all this shit together, and this is what I'm thinking.
Are they making another Elf?
I don't know. I didn't hear
that come from?
No, you said Jon Favreau.
'Tis the season. No, he's busy doing Star Wars.
He's Star Wars. He's doing another. It already got greenlit for second season. So
one last thing there are 2 things. Wolverine. They have from Stitcher. They have a podcast.
They sent that to us.
An audio podcast. It's 2 seasons, 1 and 2. It is total theater of the mind. They do
Theater of the mind.
sound effects. It's like old school radio, only done with a modern story. It's
So
really,
it's
really cool.
Storytelling podcast.
Have no fear, underdog.
Storytelling
is here.
podcast, exactly. Yeah.
So it's like somebody reading a book to you,
No,
or
no.
they have like different
They
like.
act it out.
Oh, cool.
And you hear like when they're in Louisiana and they're talking to Gambit, the guys talking, they got different people to play different
You know
characters.
what? That's a great idea for like people to travel to work because you can't watch stuff.
Dude, check it out if you can. I
I
think
beg to
it's
differ.
a couple
Go on
bucks.
95 and look at people's fucking
Oh, no
gauge
shit,
clusters.
dude.
That's all they do is watch fucking TV on their phones while driving.
Yeah. So check out that, and check out, there's a cartoon by the guy who made Samurai Jack and the Star Wars Clone Wars, the old ones, the old shorts.
Cartoons?
The shorts, yeah. They're like real short, like 3-minute episodes. They strung them all together. Dude, if you haven't seen it, I'll have to show it
you
to
have to show me too.
It's this guy, Gendy Tartakovsky.
I always like those fan made or kind of like.
This was like they went all in, and they let this guy and his crew have at it with Star Wars, Clone Wars type of in between.
That's
stories.
awesome.
Yeah, so he's doing this new thing called Primal on Adult Swim. It sounds silly, but it's about a caveman and a dinosaur companion, and them going through adventures in a time of primitive man. Really, really cool.
Although dinosaurs and cavemen didn't overlap
It's totally
by about 65
yeah.
million years.
You're not going to want to. You're going to want to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But that's all I got for this week. Anything else, gentlemen?
Nah, man. I think you covered it for me. I don't really have anything.
Welcome back, Jamie. It's always good when it's the three of us. We're looking to do some next week, just to tease next week a little bit. We're going to go into war
movies.
What was our favorite war movies? What was our favorite genres? What were favorite aspects of those war movies? And, how it doesn't just have to be, the big red one and Apocalypse
It could be
Now.
any time, like Alexander the Great. Like I know because or what's his face made an Alexander the Great movie.
Yep.
Any kind of a movie that involves a war aspect.
Yep, exactly.
So obviously World War II is always the big genre that people fall back on, which is rightfully so.
That's a good versus evil.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
classic good versus evil.
I just saw Tolkien, and they had a lot of snippets from World War II.
World War One.
I'm sorry, thank you. World War One, and then they had, but then you can go take that, and then you compare it to, well,
You could have
we'll get into
Glory. You could have Glory,
There's a
Civil
ton.
War. I mean, with Denzel Washington. I haven't seen it in years, but that was always a good one. Not
Yeah.
one of my top 5, but I'm just naming something.
And,
Patriot, if you're like really want to go that, or you can go Braveheart. There was definitely a lot of war scenes in that.
Yeah.
It was a war technically.
So so we're going to do that next week. It should be. I mean, I'm stoked about it.
I
already
am
have
too.
a lot,
Especially
sort of
with-
stacked up in my brain.
Especially with that movie, The Midway, coming out.
Yeah, and you go hard. I'll be really interested in your take on it, Nick, because you go hard on the history aspect, and
I love that stuff.
You'll
Jamie
be able to
likes
give us some
history, too.
insight.
Hell yeah.
So
World War II's badass, dude.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
a lot to grab. A lot of war movies from World War II that are.
I think World War II is the easy one to go for.
Oh, it is because there's
It's
so
a
much
classic.
there.
I'm telling you, it's because it's classic good versus evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because the other wars, there's always it's always perception.
Muddy. It's muddy.
Yeah,
it's
it's perception.
Especially
Dirty.
Vietnam, it was really muddy.
Yeah, there was no classic who's good. Korea's
Don't
same
know who's
thing.
bad.
Even World War One, it's like there was
Yeah, it
no
was
classic
muddy.
who's bad. The Germans just came out on the bad end of it. It wasn't really their fault.
Battle of the Five Armies from The Hobbit.
We're talking about
I know what we're talking about.
non-fiction, not fiction, John here.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher. We're also on Spotify, and we post on YouTube as well. And if you're really digging the show, or if you're just really liking the show, give us a nice review and definitely subscribe. Subscribe. You can also follow us on the social medias. We are on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you're on the old school Facebook, search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great week.